Tomorrow I'm making a Coq Au Reisling. I'm not using a whole chicken, I'm using just chicken thighs. There are 5 thighs in here because that's how many were in the packet. I'm making it with Riesling because that's what I had, and this has been knocking around for ages and I want to use it, and if I use half in here I can drink the other half. So I've cut, this is half a garlic, couple of bay leaves, tucking in some thyme, tucking in, and let's put in some parsley. And I'm going to give that a light sprinkling of salt, cover it up and leave it for 12 hours. So Catherine Phipps is the absolute expert on pressure cooking. This is from her modern pressure cooking cookbook. So I'm going to be using my recipe, but her methods. I'm preheating my pressure cooker on the saute function. I'm going to put in just a little drizzle of olive oil, and I'm going to let this get hot. I'm going to tip in, I've got about 100 grams of bacon lardons. They're going to go in and cook. Remove your chicken from the wine. I actually did this a couple of hours ago. I took my chicken out from the wine, I patted it dry, and I've let it come to room temperature. Hang on to the wine. Meanwhile, I've got a tablespoon of plain flour, or all-purpose flour, as it's called in America. I'm going to generously season that with some salt and some pepper. Just a little bit. I'm one of these people that likes my bacon really well cooked, so this bacon is actually taken about 10 minutes. Using a slotted spoon, remove the bacon lardons from the pan. Next thing you're going to do is drop the leeks in. I've got, oh sorry, I didn't say. This is 1 leek cut into 1 centimetre pieces, and I'm just going to cook these off. Again, I think these will take about 10 minutes. I'm actually going to put a little knob of butter in that. A little knob of butter going in with the leeks. Leeks coming out. Last thing to go in are 200 grams of button mushrooms, which I've cleaned, and I'm going to saute them until they've got a nice bit of colour on as well. I might even put yet another knob of butter and a little bit of mushrooms are done. They're coming out as well. This can all set aside until the end. I've got my chicken thigh pieces and the flour that I've mixed with salt and a little bit of pepper. I'm putting it in skin side down first, and I want a lot of colour on it. This has been browning for about 15 minutes. I'm just going to turn them over just for a minute or two. Remove the chicken. Next thing to go in is I've got 1 carrot cut into batons, and we're just going to saute that for a little while. And 1 onion, very finely chopped. I only had red onion. That is going to saute until soft, which I reckon will be about another 10 minutes. So the other half of the garlic that I had, I have finely sliced and chopped. I've got a fresh sprig of thyme and a bay leaf. That's all going to go in. I'm going to pour in the white wine Riesling marinade. You want to reduce this by half. As it starts to bubble and come to the boil, I find a wooden spatula is the best thing to do it. You're going to start scraping all of those bits that are stuck on the bottom. The bottom has been completely deglazed. It's all clean now. I've got 150 ml of chicken stock. That's going to go in. This is bubbling nicely now. So I'm going to add the chicken back in, skin side up. I'm going to put the lid on, cancel the saute function, put it on the pressure cooker function for 10 minutes. My pressure cooker has just done an alarm because it's come to the end of its 10-minute cooking, and I'm now going to leave it for 30 minutes until it, well, it might be less, but until it's released its pressure naturally. I'll time it. So the way you can check to see if the pressure is released is if you just turn this at the top. There's still pressure in there, so I'm going to wait a bit longer. It's been 16 minutes so far. So it took 20 minutes for the pressure to release naturally. You can't get the lid off until it's ready. So it was 20 minutes. I've put the chicken in the bowl with the mushrooms, the leeks and the bacon, and I've poured all of the sauce into a pan, and I am now reducing the sauce. This isn't in Catherine's recipe, but I just have a need to reduce my sauce. I'm going to bubble it for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to just finish it with a tiny bit of cream. I'm just going to add, it's about 100 ml of cream, if that. I'm going to taste it. Okay, so I'm now going to put in the chicken and the mushrooms and the bacon and mix it all through. So I'm serving. I'm going to give myself 2 pieces of chicken with lots of lovely veg and a really good helping of sauce. Oops. It's such a mess. And then on the side, you'll have the fried bread, dipped in sauce, dipped in parsley. Be rude not to have 3. And there we have it, Coq Au Reisling with fried bread and parsley.